Okay, step 7 of the estate agency training. I had to cut step 6 short because we were coming up to the 10-minute limit on YouTube. But the last thing I wanted to say was that in lettings, it's similar to sales, but it's a much easier process. You just don't need to put the offers in writing currently with current legislation, because lettings, you don't have to be registered with the Ombudsman, but you do in sales. Okay, but step 7, the paperwork. Sales. Okay, you might have a sales administrator to help you with this. You need to send a letter to confirm the agreed sale price. You need to complete a chain sheet, so you need to get one of those online. Start the chain sheet with the first time buyer, mortgage details, mortgage advisors, and solicitors details with every single person in the chain. So when you're chasing, you can call each individual solicitor and say what's going on. The next is the seller's details, solicitor, etc. Is the seller buying another house, or are they going into rented accommodation? If the latter, then the chain is finished and it is an easy deal. If the former, then you need further chain details. This will need to be all on one sheet, which is the chain sheet. It must be kept in the file. If the seller, in buying a property, sorry, that's a typo on here. If the seller is buying a property through another estate agency, then you need their details, and you need to contact the other estate agency to get the solicitor's details of their property. The other agency will tell you if there are more people in the chain, and he or she should help you fill in your chain sheet. In lettings, you might have a lettings administrator to help you with this. You need to check if there is a gas safety record on the property. If not, you need to book this in. You need to ensure that there are no portable appliances in the property. If there are, you need to arrange PAT tests. You should also check, which is not a current legal requirement, but you should really check the whole electrics of the whole house every 5 years as well. Okay, so next is furniture. Although this should have been checked beforehand, before even put on the market, you need to check that all the furniture was made between 1950 and 1989. You can look online about all the above regulations. Now, it's very serious. Furniture made between 1950 and 1989 goes up in fire very, very quickly because of the materials that was used. So you need to make sure that any older furniture, soft furniture by the way, it's like mattresses, etc., just a plain wooden chair is fine, but any soft furniture like mattresses, soft parts on chairs, pillows, etc., has to be made after 1989 or before 1950. But I doubt soft furniture would be made before 1950. So look online, please, about all the above regulations. You need to do a tenancy agreement. You can buy the most up-to-date agreements online. The best way is to use a property solicitor who can provide you up-to-date agreements on a regular basis whenever there are changes in law, just to protect yourself. And you need to make sure there's an EPC on the property. EPC should have been booked in previously. When you book in an EPC, they can do a floor plan of the property, and for an extra £20, really, you should get the floor plan when you're taking on a property, because when people are looking online, the more photos the better, the more floor plans the better. In London, I used to work for a company, Foxtons, floor plans, loads of photos, and literally hardly any other agent was doing it at the time, and Foxtons just absolutely cleaned up because people looked online and it was great, and they literally were buying the place already before they even came to view it. Whereas the other agents had this old school attitude of, don't want any photos, we just want them to come and have a look at it. Yeah? Didn't really work. When I moved to Royal Tunbridge Wells and I got a job with a local estate agent just to get myself known in the community, know where my children are growing up, etc. Got a job locally, and yeah, again, similar thing. I started doing photos, inside photos. None of the other letting agents were doing inside photos at all. Some were just doing one outside photos, and the general attitude was, we don't want photos, we just want to get them round to see it. The company I worked for were about 6th on the list in terms of market share, and within 6 months I had 40% of the market and was #1 letting agent in Royal Tunbridge Wells, because of these very, very simple things. So make sure when you do the EPC, get a floor plan, and the EPC, as I say, is meant to be done before you start marketing the property. Okay, so that is the paperwork. Having digressed at the end there, however, I thought that was important to stress the importance. But that is the paperwork. Thank you.